Violet, do you have a moment?
Hey, Mom. Sure, what did you want to talk about?
Daniel is moving back into his old room.
What? He is?
So you genuinely had no idea that your husband was moving back in with his parents?
I'm on the bus on my way home from work right now. Did he give you a reason why? He didn't tell me anything.
Well, if you're really unaware, I guess there's no point in beating around the bush. I'll tell you myself. He said he wants to divorce you.
Divorce? But why?
Oh, and don't bother trying to contact him. He says he never wants to speak with you again.
What is going on? He's never said anything to me about a divorce. I can't believe he would do this without talking to me first.
I'm just telling you what he told me to tell you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and contact Daniel myself. Daniel, what's this about you wanting a divorce all of a sudden? And why would you up and move back into your parents' house? If you had an issue with their marriage, you should have told me. Is there something wrong? Answer me, Daniel. I know that you're reading this. Don't you have anything to say to me at all? Daniel, answer me right now. Daniel, what is wrong with you? You don't even have the courage to give me the divorce papers yourself? You had your mother bring them to me? She said that you want to finalize the divorce by tomorrow. Daniel, what is going on? You suddenly moved out a month ago, and today I hear, through your mother, that you're willing to leave me the house if I don't ask you why you're divorcing me? We still haven't once had a face-to-face discussion about this. Will you really not even talk to me? Just once? I get that you're serious about the divorce and you're not willing to try and work things out, so I'm not going to put up a fight. But I'm hurt and saddened that you won't tell me why. What on earth was that?
Violet!
I mean, I'm the one who said I wanted a face-to-face conversation, but our divorce is going to be finalized tomorrow. Why are you crawling into my bed in the middle of the night? I could smell alcohol in your breath when you hugged me. Are you drunk right now?
Violet! Please, Violet, I have one last request. The last request I'll ever make to you.
What is it?
I'll never ask you for anything ever again. Please, hear me out.
Hear you out? You spent the last month refusing to speak to me, and now you want me to hear you out? Our divorce is already a done deal. What could you possibly want to tell me now?
It wasn't my idea. I don't want to divorce you.
What are you talking about?
My brother came back home.
Your brother? The one who ran out of the house after a huge fight with your dad 15 years ago and hasn't been heard from since?
Yeah. He somehow found out about my dad dying 3 years ago. When he came back to our house a month ago.
Wait, I think I remember you telling me about him.
My mother was always obsessed with him, giving him anything he wants, and he's a reason for my childhood trauma.
And now he's back at home? Wait, are you saying you're divorcing me has something to do with your brother?
They took my phone away from me for the last month.
What?
A month ago, my mom told me to come to the house immediately, that it was an emergency. And when I got there, my brother was there. Seeing him brought back my trauma. I had a panic attack, and while I was incapacitated, they took my phone.
What about your job?
When my mom called me, she told me that I should bring my work computer along, because she'd need to be with me for a while, so I did. They've been taking turns watching me to make sure I didn't try to contact you. So, for the last month, I haven't been able to communicate with anyone unless it's for work. And they've locked me in the house.
That's unbelievable. Why are they doing this?
My brother's after the money I make on my freelance projects. When he found out from my mom that I'm married and not living at home anymore, He decided to make me divorce you so he can keep me there and live off my income. And Mom has teamed up with him.
Your mom is a part of this? But you've been paying her $1,500 a month for as long as I've known you. Why is she doing this?
Like I said, she's obsessed with my brother. He's the only one she loves. She only ever saw me as someone she could use to finance her lifestyle after my brother left home. But now he's back. And their plan is to use me like an ATM from now on, so they don't have to work anymore.
Daniel.
Sorry to bother you with such a downer story. I know it's an important time for you at your company, just being promoted and all. And it's partially my fault for not being able to stand up to my mom and brother for this last month. If you say you want to divorce me, I'll understand, but if it's not too much to ask, then please, Violet, could you give me one more chance?
Can I ask you something first?
Yeah, go ahead.
First, who signed your name on the divorce papers?
Huh?
It looked like your handwriting.
Oh yeah, the divorce papers. I don't have any evidence, so I can't say anything for certain. But I think it was my mom. Her handwriting has always been similar. She could probably fake it easily.
Okay, got it. Next. Your childhood trauma is what's kept you from standing up to your brother for the last month, right? If that's true, then I'd like an explanation for how you were able to get out of the house and come see me tonight.
Right. First, my brother bought a bunch of beer and was having a drinking party with my mom. But then all of a sudden, they started forcing me to drink can after can after can. I had no idea what the occasion was, but I was just playing along with them at first. Then when they passed out, I saw my chance to escape from the house, and I took it. When I took back my phone and checked your messages, I saw that you had agreed to the divorce.
Is that why they were celebrating?
Yeah, I think so. They had been monitoring me for a month, so I bet they were pretty excited that their scheme finally paid off. This was the first time I'd heard anything about the divorce, so I hurried as fast as I could to call a taxi and tell you the truth.
Ah, so that explains why you were acting excited and also the alcohol in your breath. I guess they were unaware of how big of a drinker you were. I bet they didn't expect you would outlast them.
Right. My brother left the house when I was still a minor. And I've never really done much drinking around my mom. The only person I ever drank with was my dad. He was my only ally in the family, and he's gone now.
Wow, I see.
Yeah, sorry about startling you like that before. It was the first time I'd seen you in a month, and I kinda got overwhelmed by emotions.
It's all right.
Do you believe me, Violet?
Well, you've told me about how awful your brother was to you a bunch of times over the years. And I can see for myself how your mother's favoritism has affected you. So, considering that, your story does make sense.
Thanks, Violet.
I'm sorry too, Daniel. I knew about your past, but still didn't have enough faith in you to resist the divorce. I lost faith in you once, but I won't do it again.
That means a lot to me, Violet.
Also, by the way, this is all pretty sudden and bizarre, but you should probably lay low for a while.
Really? Why?
I'm coming over to you to tell you the details, but for now, let me just say that we have a lot of work to do tonight.
Okay, gotcha.
Violet? Are you there? Where's Daniel?
Good morning, Mom. What's the matter with Daniel?
He's gone! I thought he passed out drunk with us last night.
Did you have a party?
Yes, we did. We were celebrating that you finally agreed to divorce Daniel after a long month of hard work. But I woke up just now and Daniel is gone. All of his things are gone too. Even the computer he brought over here for work. Do you have any idea where he's gone, Violet?
Can't say I do.
You may be divorced, but you were still married for years. You haven't heard anything at all from him?
You know we haven't met for a whole month.
Yes, but regardless...
Why would he come here? He's the one that wanted to divorce me, isn't he? Or maybe he didn't really want to divorce me at all, and he was somehow trapped in your house for the last month. Maybe he came here to tell me the truth about everything. Is that the possibility that has you so nervous?
That's a completely ridiculous story. He hates you so much that he couldn't bear to meet you, and he had me deliver the divorce papers for him.
If that's true, then there's no point in contacting me like this now, is there?
Well, I suppose you have a point. Oh, what am I going to do? Where in the world did Daniel go? Violet! You moved?
Huh?
I just came to the apartment you and Daniel were living in, but a new family was living there.
Oh, right. I was already planning to move for my job at the time, and I guess when I think about it, the divorce came at a pretty convenient time for me. That's all. It's a simple story, really. But this all happened months ago.
Oh, this is terrible.
What's terrible?
I've been searching for Daniel for months, and he just called me the other day saying he's cutting me out of his life.
Wow, he is?
He stopped sending me the usual $1,500 a month. I've had to really tighten my belt now. I guess I have no other choice. That boy is of no use to me anymore. Violet, you can marry my other son.
Excuse me?
This is your responsibility. Daniel was your husband and he's gone and vanished. I'll organize a wedding at the local courthouse for this Friday and you can move in on Saturday. Understand?
Yeah, that's not happening.
You have no right to refuse.
I'm married right now.
You what? You're already remarried?
Sorry. I need to make an important phone call now. I'm gonna have to leave this conversation.
Oh, don't you dare! If you're not going to support this family, who will?
Daniel, I just heard from your mom.
Wait, she contacted you instead of me? Maybe it's because I told her I was cutting her out of my life.
She told me that I have to marry your brother and support them. What a total weirdo.
She did.
As if I would ever agree to that, right?
Yeah, not a chance.
I'll go ahead and cancel the contract for this phone as soon as possible.
Right, I'll do the same for mine.
Are you at the bus station right now?
Yeah. I'll be getting on my bus soon. I should probably go. I'll call you when I get off.
Awesome. I'll be waiting. Take care.
Thanks, Violet. I'll see you soon.
The truth is that I moved out of the state for my job. I never divorced my husband. He simply made a request to his company to make his temporary work from home arrangement a permanent one, and they accepted. After getting a few things taken care of, he joined me over here. As for his mom, since she got greedy and tried to steal all of Daniel's income, she ended up losing the $1,500 he had been sending every month. And since Daniel's brother refused to leave the house, she had no choice but to go and get a job herself. But there's more. Daniel's brother only came home because he was running away from a loan shark, but he got found. I'm not sure why, but when they came for Daniel's brother, they took both him and his mom with them to their black site in the city, where the two of them are now on the long and hard path to repaying his debt.
Heidi, are you serious?
Cassia? You've got some nerve to be messaging me. What do you want?
Quit your whining, sis. This is important. I heard you're getting married to the nephew of the CEO of a major company. I heard he was chosen to take over when his uncle retires. Is this true?
Oh, so that's why you're messaging me. Well, it was bound to get out eventually, so I may as well just tell you. Yep, it's true.
How?
What do you mean, how? I'm an employee at his company. I work directly under his uncle, the CEO, so I guess that's how?
What?
His uncle introduced us when I moved up to my current department, and I guess we just started to like each other. How do you think these things work?
Anyway, when did you even start working for that company? They're world famous. How did you do it? You're a damn high school graduate and you're doing better than me? It's not fair. I was always the clever sister.
Wow, that's an interesting way of looking at the world. I see you haven't changed at all. I graduated university, you know.
Huh? You did?
Mom kicked me out as soon as I graduated high school, so I had no choice but to work, which I did, a lot, and eventually I was able to save up the money for my tuition fees. I ended up enrolling 2 years later than everyone else, but eventually I graduated with flying colors. I started looking for work with my new degree and got a job with the company I'm at now.
What? Not fair!
Okay, let me ask you, Cassia. Have you been working at all since you graduated university?
Excuse me, I don't have to work. I'm special. Someone like me shouldn't have to sacrifice their best years as some office monkey worker drone. I'm drop-dead gorgeous, so it's only a matter of time before I find myself a nice, rich, handsome man with enough money to provide me with the life I deserve. Unlike you, I don't have to resort to cheap tricks and desperate schemes to bag myself a man, because the man of my dreams is going to come calling any day now. Just you wait and see.
I have no idea what you mean by cheap tricks or desperate schemes, but the only reason I'm in my current position is because I worked, studied, and strove for a better life, and I did it all on my own with no one to rely on but myself.
Huh?
I don't need to be talked down to by some lousy deadbeat scrounger, who, despite being fortunate enough to have had all her tuition fees paid for, still somehow manages not to have found a job despite having graduated years ago.
How dare you speak to me like that? You're pathetic good-for-nothing, and me, Mom, or Dad never loved you.
It just goes to show that even a pathetic good-for-nothing can realize their dreams if they work hard enough and never give up. I'm living proof of that.
Ugh, you make me sick.
Bye, Cassia.
Heidi, I need to talk to you. Reply to me at once.
Let me guess. Mom? It's been a while. Hey, what's been going on these last few days? Cassia won't stop messaging me all of a sudden despite the fact we haven't spoken in years, and now you?
That's what I want to discuss with you. I hear you've been bragging to your lovely little sister about your new life, which you obviously achieved entirely by chance, and won't listen to a word she has to say. You always were the runt of the litter.
I achieved this by chance, did I? Think what you like, Mom, I don't care. Anyway, since it's her, I know that whatever she says would only disgust me, so why bother listening? There's another thing I've been wondering too. Didn't you both have me blocked before?
We had no choice but to unblock you due to some new developments which unfortunately meant we had to get back in touch with you. You would know this if you hadn't interrupted Kazuya halfway through her explanation, and I wouldn't be having to explain to you now.
So that's why you messaged me instead.
That's right.
Okay, ready when you are. Make sure to keep it short.
When's the wedding?
Huh? I hate to break this to you, Mom, but you're not invited. In fact, none of you are.
Excuse me?
I already explained everything to my fiancé and his parents. They've been very understanding about the whole thing.
How amusing. Don't tell me you actually think you're going to be the bride.
What? I'm at my own wedding? Yes, actually, I did plan on being the bride at my own wedding. Is that not obvious?
It most certainly is not. There's only one young lady in this family suitable to marry a future CEO. And that's your lovely, adorable little sister, Kazuya.
I'm sorry, but I don't think I understand. What?
The groom's name was Michael, wasn't it? Or Mike? He may think he's marrying you right now, but he's sure to fall in love with Kazuya the moment he sees her. He'll change his mind, there's no doubt about it. It's already decided. You're to be substituted for your sister, and she'll marry him instead.
What are you talking about? Have you lost your mind? There's no way that's gonna happen.
Oh, yes, it is. You'll see before long, your arrogance will be your downfall, young lady. There's nothing my Kazuya can't do when she puts her mind to it.
Let's just rewind a little here. Do you even know Mike? Have you met him?
No.
Oh, that makes this weird fantasy of yours even more hilarious.
The only one fantasizing here is you. Do you actually think you, an unlovable, worthless, good-for-nothing, are actually worthy of marrying a future CEO? You need to get your head checked out if so. I suggest you cease and desist with these foolish fantasies at once, and accept your place in the world as the bottom dweller you really are. How about you find yourself a nice, homeless man to marry instead?
You're so sweet and charming, Mom. You have no idea how lucky I feel to have such loving parents.
Don't you dare get sarcastic with me, young lady. Anyway, all you need to know is that your sister will be substituted as the bride in your place on your wedding day. Make sure you let Mike know what's going on beforehand.
You're insane.
And you're an idiot if you think there is anything you can do to stop this. I'll tell you what, I'll prepare a message to pass on, since you're probably too dumb to do it yourself. Mike, I think my little sister Kazuya would make a far more suitable bride than me. I have thus decided to get out of your way and leave the two of you in peace forever. Please make Kazuya happy. How's that? You have no excuse not to tell him now I've prepared you a message. Aren't I kind?
That's not the reason I won't be telling him.
Shut up! Did I ask for your input? No, I didn't. Your attitude is despicable, young lady. Mark my words. If you do anything to jeopardize Kazuya and Mike's happiness, you will regret it.
I really wish you'd give it a rest.
I really do wish you'd stop giving opinions I never asked for. If you actually knew your place, this wouldn't be a problem. But you seem to be suffering from delusions of grandeur of epic proportions. You? With a CEO? Get real!
Whatever. You can say what you like, but I'm not telling you when the wedding is.
Do you think I can't find out for myself? You may be the runt of the litter. You may be the shame of our family. But this is finally your opportunity to do some good in the world. I suggest you take it and try to make up for being such a waste of space by making your adorable little sister happy.
Heidi, pick up. What the heck's going on?
Huh? Kazuya? Explain what? I don't know what you're talking about.
You're the one behind this. I just know it. To think you deceive your own family. Well, I hope you're happy. We fell for your little trap.
A trap? Allow me to repeat myself. I have no idea what you're talking about. Tell me what you're talking about and maybe I'll be able to shed some light on things.
Me and Mike were supposed to be getting married today.
Apart from the bit where you said you were supposed to be marrying my husband, you are correct. The wedding is today. Can't believe you actually went out of your way to find out the details, though. You really will stop at nothing, will you?
Obviously, digging around the net and local newspapers for details on the venue and schedule is a small price to pay if it means reeling in a big fish like Mike. Or it should have been. I put on my amazing new wedding dress. Then the three of us, me, Mom, and Dad, entered the chapel the wedding was supposed to be being held at, and just as I was getting ready to walk down the aisle, someone started shouting at us. The bride and groom were two completely different people.
What? Wait, what? What the hell did you do?
That's my line. Explain yourself now. And give me Mike back while you're at it. Where are you hiding him?
Just hold on a sec before we discuss that. Where the hell did you go? Did you say you went to a chapel?
Yes, the chapel inside Apple Hotel.
A hotel? Me and Mike got married at a place called Apple Church.
You got married in an actual church?
It's a church overseas. It's in Spain, actually.
Spain? What? You mean you're not even in America anymore?
Mike received almost his entire education overseas across various countries in Europe, from middle school to university, so he has tons of friends outside of America. That's why we decided to get married abroad.
Oh my god.
As far as I know, Apple Hotels and Apple Churches are both subsidiaries of the same parent company. Oh, I get it. You got mixed up with the word apple and ended up crashing some stranger's wedding. Oh my god.
This is not a laughing matter. The bride said one of her relatives is a lawyer, and she wouldn't stop yelling about how I owed her money for ruining her wedding. Not only that, but she says I owe her money for ruining her dress. And money for breaking some stuff inside the chapel. They say I'll be receiving a claim for everything, and if I don't pay up, I'll have to go to court. I never meant for things to turn out this way.
Wow, you did all that?
Please, sis, just help me out this one time.
Me?
I took out a loan to pay for this wedding dress. I have zero money left thanks to you.
I'm speechless.
Mom and Dad are broke too. Please, I'm at my wit's end here. You and Mike are the only ones I can rely on.
Just out of interest, how much was the wedding dress you took out a loan for?
$25,000.
Wow!
I had no choice. I wanted to show Mike that I was worthy of being his wife. He comes from money after all. What did you expect me to do? Show up in a bin bag?
Okay, so why don't you just sell the dress? Granted, you'll have to drop the price a little since it's secondhand, but surely if it's that nice, you'll be able to claw back some of your losses.
It's too late.
Why?
It got damaged beyond repair in the chaos. To be precise, it got ripped to shreds while I was fighting with one of the security guards who had me pinned down on the floor.
Oh my, Cassia. Just what the hell went down in that chapel?
Please, I'm begging you.
Nope.
What?
I'd just like to remind you, my own sister conspired with our parents to try and steal my husband on my wedding day. You disgust me, and I'm embarrassed by the fact that you exist.
Gah!
Anyway, my wedding's about to start. Have a nice life, and good luck with that debt of yours. See ya! I blocked my sister and parents after the wedding. I heard a few days later from a relative who I'm still on good terms with that the three of them received an enormous compensation claim from the bride and groom whose wedding they ruined by going to the wrong chapel. I don't know the exact breakdown of the charges, but I heard that there were some pretty expensive items among the things they broke, including some very old antique furniture of high historical value. The total came to a whopping $65,000. Good luck, that's all I can say. They were told they had to pay it in one lump sum immediately, news that made my mother faint with shock and my sister burst into tears. I heard that my dad quit his job and suddenly escaped in the night. He hasn't been seen since. I mean, wow, really? Those three are just as bad as each other. Anyway, this has of course left my mom and sister with no choice but to work long, grueling hours across several jobs. However, due to neither of them having held down a semi-decent job at any point in their lives, those several jobs mostly consist of adult entertainment venues like strip clubs. What do I think of the ignoble fate of my former family? Well, I won't deny it. Considering they basically joined forces to try and ruin my life, it's a little satisfying. I think they're getting exactly what they deserve.